Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about second conditionals. If you want, you may go grab some coffee or maybe some tea, as this session is going to be really interesting and you may need to process some information too. So, before we begin, let me give you a bit of an overview. Firstly, we are going to talk about the structure of second conditional, followed by the situations where we can use them. And of course, in the end, I'm going to provide you with some sentences for you to practice. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get going. Second conditional sentence contains a conditional word, a conditional clause, and a main clause. Now, we use past simple verb in the conditional clause and would plus verb in the main clause. For instance, if I had enough money, I would buy a Porsche. Now, here, if I had enough money is the conditional clause. I would buy a Porsche is the main clause, and I have used a comma to separate the two clauses. Remember, you can swap the two parts of this sentence and write it as I would buy a Porsche if I had enough money. Now, here there is no need for you to insert a comma, as the conditional word if is playing the role of the conjunction joining the two parts of the sentence. Now, coming over to the situations where we can use second condition. Second conditional is used to talk about things in the future that are unlikely, or we can say it talks about unreal future situations. By unreal, we mean that the possibility of the situation to occur is unlikely. Now, let's say if you come to me and ask, hey, do you own or rent? I'd say I rent, but I dream to buy a beautiful house. If I won the lottery someday, I would buy a house. Here I am using the past tense in the conditional clause, but that doesn't mean I'm talking about my past. I'm still talking about the future, but when I use a past tense, it gives you the message that I don't think it is possible for me to win the lottery, as I don't have a lottery ticket. I'm just dreaming about the future. Another situation where we can use second conditional is when we want to imagine that the present situation is different. Let's say if I got sick, I would see a doctor. Now, it is a hypothetical situation, which is not real, as I'm not sick. So, I am imagining that the present situation is different. I'm imagining that I am sick now. If that were true, I would call a doctor. Am I really going to call a doctor? No, I'm not sick. It is an unreal situation. Now, another situation where we can use second condition is it can be used to talk about imaginary or unreal situations in the present. If I were a bird, I would fly all over the world. Is it possible for me to turn into a bird? No, it's just an imagination. Second conditionals can also be used to ask hypothetical questions, to ask someone to imagine what they would do in a different situation. For instance, what would you do if you won €1 million? If you quit your job, would you join an NGO? So, these were some of the examples in which we can use second conditionals to ask hypothetical questions. Now, we can also use second conditionals to give advice. For instance, if I were you, I would talk to my parents before buying a house. Or if I were him, I would quit the job without a second thought. So these were the cases in which you can use second conditionals. Now I'm going to show you a small quiz. All you need to do is pause your video, copy all the questions and paste them in the comment section below and share your answers for me to check. All the best. Bye-bye.